back to Take Action News with David Shuster. This is executive producer Daniel Marin's guest hosting, and this is normally my segment, and I will stay in the segment. And Alan Rosenblatt, stay where you are. I want to bring you in on this a little bit, because I know Alan I have a How It Should Be segment today, but I know Alan's going to have strong opinions about it. So I think that's an important thing here. There was a Q&A earlier this week with Edward Snowden on The Guardian, and he answered sort of through he answered through Glenn Greenwald and sort of the reporters of The Guardian questions from readers. And one of the things that he talked about is explaining why he didn't sort of turn himself in or anything like that, and why he chose to go to Hong Kong. And here's what he said. First, the U.S. government, just as they did with other whistleblowers, immediately and predictably destroyed any possibility of a fair trial at home, openly declaring me guilty of treason, and the disclosure of secret criminal and even unconstitutional acts is unforgivable crime. That's not justice, and it would be foolish to volunteer yourself to it. You can do more good outside of prison than in it. Okay, if you can do more good outside of prison than in it. Now, some people have said that Snowden fleeing to Hong Kong is the crucial difference between himself and Ellsberg, or Manning for that matter, in that, and Alan, I don't want to get exactly into all the details of their differences, but one of the crucial differences. Now, Ellsberg initially fled the law. He did. He went into hiding. But eventually he was apprehended, or rather he turned himself in to a federal court and everything like that. He was only really let off the hook because the Nixon administration broke into a psychiatrist's office, really violating the Constitution in so many ways. But there's a real controversy here as to whether a hero, someone who's willing to go down for a principle that they have, needs to go down in order for that principle to be validated, in order for that to be something that is valid, a valid tactic there. And I think, I think it's personally, look, I think Snowden's points are correct. When the United States government immediately labels you a traitor, I mean, there have been murder cases that have been thrown out in D.C. because the prosecutor insinuates guilt before the trial begins. But when people at the highest levels of government, including the chairman of the Senate Intelligence Committee, other folks have called it an act of treason, there is reason to think that he wouldn't get a fair trial. We also know that Bradley Manning, according to many independent monitors and according to the United Nations, was tortured under military custody. So I think that when a person's life is on the line and they're wondering whether they're going to be tortured or not, yeah, I think that they have a right to seek a little bit of international redress. And that's a point that Howard Zinn makes in the book Declarations of Independence, when he said that people always talk about accepting the crime and Martin Luther King went to prison and everything like that, but other people didn't go to prison. Father Berrigan, a Catholic priest during the Vietnam War, went on the run, and as a result, he was able to do more to help oppose the Vietnam War in that time, and Martin Luther King also wasn't facing death in that prison. So those are important things to consider, and that's how I think it should be. We didn't have time to hear from Alan Rosenblatt, but on behalf of David Shuster, who is coming back next week, Alan Rosenblatt, who has helped me shepherd this hour, and everyone else on our team, including Pete, Johnny, Deb Callahan, all of our guests today, this is Daniel Marin saying have a good week and see you next Saturday on Take Action News.